Hi, welcome to my craft room. Carol Gatton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and this card was created by Carrie, and I loved her use of the different celebration items, so we're going to be focusing on that. But first of all, let me show you. This is a stamp set here that you can purchase, and it's called Glorious Grunge, and I have fallen in love with this set. There's so much you can do with it. I'm going to be using our In Color Costa Cabana, which is a great color to work with, very springy. Lightly tap on your stamp. You do not want to put any pressure there, and then the same for when you're stamping down, and you'll be doing that 4 different times. You want to just barely touch down. This is one of the sets that you can receive free in the celebration that's going on right now, and I'm going to ink that up with the Costa Cabana, and this is your lovely, such a beautiful set. Now I have clean that set, and I'm going to re-ink it this time with the Crisp Cantaloupe, and then I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to do all of my stamping in the Crisp Cantaloupe before I put it away. So we're going to do a second stamping now to really give a pretty effect on this panel. And once again, just barely touch down. You don't need to put any pressure at all. And don't you love the little banner blast with all the little banners that you can select from? I'm going to use the polka dot, and I'm putting a little bit of pressure in the center of that stamp because I want my color to be nice and bold. And you know what Stampin' Up! Has done? They have created a punch to match this, and I love it with the framelits and the punches. It just takes all the work out of it. So next we are going to punch these out. With every $50 that you spend before shipping and handling and tax, you're able to pick out one of these celebration items absolutely free. You don't have to pay tax or shipping and handling on it. So that is Stampin' Up's way of saying thank you for being our customer, and I really love that they are so generous. This is a little panel of the Costa Cabana cardstock, and we are punching out 3 of these flowers from the Itsy Bitsy punch pack. And have you tried coloring your rhinestones or your pearls yet? Use a Sharpie marker, and these markers, I bought a whole large container at Sam's Club quite some time ago, and this is the first time I've used it, and I love it that it matches this Costa Cabana exactly. You want to go around it and make sure it's well covered. If you prefer, you could do a little bit, let it dry, and then do it a second time, but I just went ahead and got it nice and dark before I quit, and then let it dry before you add that onto your object that you're placing it. And I like using the paper piercing tool to lift my little rhinestones off, but you may have something that you like better. The important thing is make sure you grab that glue dot that is underneath that little pearl. But doesn't that look sweet? I just love this effect. And then the easy way to adhere these on is just to put this onto your glue dots, pull it off, and that's going to be the hardest thing you do. Those glue dots really stick. So pull those off, center them, and they are all decorated and ready to go onto your card. I'm going to be using the Finishing Touches Edgelet, and this comes in a set of 2. And I'm going to use the zigzag, and you want that right at the edge of this panel of Crisp Cantaloupe cardstock. Now let's do our punching. So I'm bringing in the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And then next I'm going to be using the Deco Labels framelits to cut out this You're Lovely. Isn't that wonderful? I don't have to trim any of these things by hand. I love it. And now let's do all of the things that we're cutting out with our Big Shot. So I have my Finishing Touches zigzag edgelet. I'll do the one side, turn it around, and then do the second side. And you can see it just takes off just a teeny tiny little bit, and that's all you want to do. Okay, and then once you get that all completed, let's go ahead and finish up everything we're doing with our Big Shot. So I will put my framelit onto there and run it through. Sorry about the hair in the camera. These things are a slight distance from me, so I can't always see if I've got it nice and straight. And I like to sponge a little ink on my edges. That's strictly up to you. It just adds a little definition and shows up that zigzag just a little bit better. I have a small panel of the designer paper, the Sweet Sherbet, which is another free item you can receive at this time with our celebration. You want to place that right at the bottom of those where those zigzags are at. You're leaving that top portion because you're going to be using this crisp cantaloupe cording from the Sweet Sherbet assortment pack. I have just laid down a little bit of the multi-purpose glue silicone craft sheet, then just lay that into it and then place it right onto your crisp cantaloupe near the top. And I've made it so that it's a little bit larger, so it's going to extend over the edges slightly. Okay, and next I am just going to make a moon shape with my little banners, and I haven't made a pencil mark, but if that makes it easier for you, you by all means go ahead and do that. Once you get those so that they're touching each other and they're right at the end of where your cut edges of your panel, then begin to put your glue dots on, and always start with the center. It's just going to make it so much easier, and work your way around. I love the use of these glue dots. They really make it go fast. And this card is almost finished, believe it or not. Now I'm going to add the multi-purpose adhesive to the back of my crisp cantaloupe panel and place that onto my Whisper White. And you want to position that near the bottom portion of that. And then simply put your dimensionals onto the back of both of these stamped images. You'll mount this up first of all, and then you will add it onto the back of the Costa Cabana. And I've used 3. I've been generous. I don't like things to sag in. I like them to really stand out. And with this I'm putting 4, but if you wanted to put less, by all means go right ahead and do that. You just want to make sure you have it so that it's going to go over that cording. I'm now trimming away my excess. I like to have, anytime I'm adding a panel on another panel like this, I like to have it larger than, and then go back and trim it off. That way I don't have to fight with it to get it to fit. And I'm using the broad tip on the multi-purpose adhesive. That's my choice. I really like this adhesive. It stays. You don't have to worry about anything coming loose. But if you prefer the snail, go for that. Okay, now let's adhere it on. And there I have it, and secure that down. Okay, be sure and check out my website at stampqueen101.com. There I'm going to have all the dimensions and all of the numbers and everything for you to order these products and give you more information and more pictures than what you will see at the beginning and end of this video. I have so many requests for the inside, so here I have added just a panel of the designer paper with a stamped verse for the inside and then made a little banner. Thank you.